Hello and welcome. Join me, Mark, as we check the system memory and system information in these 3 quick and easy simple steps. So let's get started. Did you know that simply checking your system memory can improve your system performance? Let's find out how. So first thing we want to do is head down to the Windows icon on the left hand bottom corner of the screen here, right click and then click on System. So in here we can see the desktop name, the processor that I'm using, which is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX with the Radeon graphics card. So the main point we want to look here is the installed memory, which is 6.06 gig, and 3 gig of that is usable. We can also see which version of Windows we've running here, Windows 10 Pro, and the version that we've got installed as well. So that's some key information. So that's method 1, but if you want to see more detail, so for method 2, we want to head down to the search box here, bottom left corner of the screen, and we want to type in MS info, and then come up to system information here and click on that. So we get a wealth of information here, more so than we saw before. So we're going to see things that we did see, but let's go through them. So we can see this is a desktop name that we saw before. We can see it's actually a virtual machine that I'm using VMware. We've got the processor again, we've got the BIOS version. Also got some nice information here, like the Windows directory, the system obviously directory, and the boot device here. And then we can see the memory again. So installed physical memory is 606 gig, which we saw before. Total physical memory is 3 gig. Available physical memory is 980. Again, this is a virtual machine, so it doesn't have that much memory to run. It's just using for demos. The total virtual memory is 3.75 gig and available is 1.26 gig. The page file for Windows is 768, and the location of the page file is on the C drive called pagefile.sys. So interesting about the memory. Now, my first machine I got was in 1995, and that was my first PC, which my mother bought me. Now, we look at systems today, we've got 606 gig. My first machine had a whopping 4 meg of memory. Now, if you can beat that, or if your system had less than that, more than that, if you drop it in the description below, I'll be interested to see what your first system RAM was. But let's jump on to the final and third method. So let's close this down. Okay, so back down to the search, bottom left corner of the screen, and type Task Manager. So put task in, click on Task Manager. Let's bring that in the center of the screen. I want to go up to performance here, and then we can see real-time information of what's going on. So first of all, we can see the CPU utilization is 3%, and the speed of the CPU itself. And then we've also got we can then see the actual memory itself as well. So in use is 1.9 gig, available is a 1.1. My maths, adding those two numbers together, is 3 gig in total. So below that we've got disk 0. I'm running an SSD. We can see it's formatted 30 gig in size. We can see the read, write and data transfers. If we were doing a data transfer, we'd see that information, the write and read speeds we've just seen here. Very small, like I said, there's not much going on in the system. And then Ethernet, you can actually see what's going across your LAN, and you can see your IP address here, and you can see any data. As you saw, a few kilobits there being sent, so nothing major on the system, but there is something there as well. The other option I saw, or method 4, is pretty cool, so let's give this a try. If I press Windows and G, we get quite a bit of information here. This is the Windows gaming, or I think they call it Windows Xbox mode. So You can see down here, the main thing we want to look for is CPUs at 1%, GPUs at 24%, for your virtual memories at 25%, RAM is at 55%, and then you've got your frames per second. So for all the gamers out there gaming, you want to see what frames per second you've got, you can run this with using Control G, and you'll have all this information to hand. You can also take screen captures as well, so you can capture your gaming as you want to. I'll be doing more videos on this coming up on the channel, so do check those out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one.